Hi everyone, this is Mike from Family Time Fitness. Today I'm going to start a new series of Facebook Live posts called 50 States in 50 Days. In each of these videos I'm going to give a brief outline of the physical education requirements for that particular state. So the information I'm providing is, again, it's just for your benefit. These are requirements that are for children attending public schools, but most of the time these same requirements apply to children who are attending private or home schools. And so if you're unsure of the requirements for your particular state or situation, I suggest that you check with your the Department of Education in the state where you live. But again, this is not intended as any type of legal advice. I'm just providing this for informational purposes only, but I thought it'd be sort of a fun thing to do to give people information. I know we're in summer mode, but we're starting to think about what we're going to be doing in the fall and what type of subjects that we need to have, and what are the requirements for our kids at different age levels. What do they need to do and get done, and what do we need to show that we're doing with our kids. So I'm just going to share that information with you. So we're going to go through the states in alphabetical order. So today I'm starting with Alabama. And so what are the physical education requirements for school-age children in Alabama? And before I answer that question, just a little bit just another question. Do you know how many students, or how many school-age kids are homeschooled in the state of Alabama? And so the number that I came across, it's estimated there's 24,198 homeschool students in Alabama, or there were in the 2017-2018 school year. So what are the requirements for those just over 24,000 homeschool students and all the other students in Alabama? And so that's my question, and we're going to go through it. So again, the requirements, they may vary depending on the age of your child, whether they're in, we'll say, kindergarten through 8th grade, so 5 through 12 or 13, middle school or high school ages. Those may vary on what their requirements are. So some states require a little bit more, some a little less, and so I'm going to go through that. So starting with Alabama, what's the requirement? Well, for K through 8th grade, so that's probably ages 5 to 13. Daily physical education is required for all those students. There's no exceptions, no substitutions. Recess and lunch activities are not supposed to be, or they should not be substituted for physical education program. So a daily minimal instructional period of at least 30 minutes for those elementary age students is required. And that's according to the Alabama State Department of Education. So at least 30 minutes for those K through 8s. Now, if those 7th or 8th graders are housed with, the K through 4 or 5 or 6, again, they can go on those recommendations. But if they're housed on their own, or maybe included with high schoolers, the recommendation is that if they're in 7th and 8th grade, they receive a minimum of 50 minutes of physical education a day, so daily physical education. And the reason is that when they get into middle school, their bodies are going through changes, or starting to go through changes, and we really want to promote that physical activity, make it part of their regular lifestyle. So a little bit more as they get into those early sort of preteen, they're in those preteen years, 11, 12, 13 years old. We're trying to get 50 minutes a day. So kindergarten through 8th grade, 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes of daily physical education. So that's where they're learning about how their bodies move. They're practicing those things. So again, it's not out there running around at recess. That's not considered physical education. Once they get to high school, the requirement is that they need 1 credit course of physical education. So the high school credits work. Maybe call them Carnegie credits, or a credit hour is considered 1 full year. So in grades 9 through 12, they need 1 full year of physical education, and that probably has to go into their transcript and be listed. And so think about what you're doing with your homeschool family or your group of kids that you work with. Are they meeting those physical education requirements? Are the young ones, are they getting that daily physical education for about 30 minutes? And that's important. And you know, we can go back and there's endless research, and I've done a lot of Facebook posts on the importance of daily physical education for the development of the mind and the brain, but also for overall health and well-being. And so really getting that 30 minutes a day for the young ones, 50 minutes a day for the middle schoolers. You know, we just need 1 credit for high schoolers, but again, probably suggest, from my opinion, that they get out there and get some daily physical education or activity, and that will just help them in their overall academic success and overall health and well-being. So that's the requirements for Alabama: 30 minutes a day for K through 8, 50 minutes a day if they're house on their own, 7 through 8, and then 1 credit hour. And so if you're looking for physical education programs, just check out what we do at FamilyTimeFitness.com, and we can probably help you and your family meet those requirements for the people living in the state of Alabama. If you know people that are homeschooling in the state of Alabama, it'd be great if you shared this video with them. If you liked it, shared it. And I'll be back tomorrow talking about the next state, which is Alaska, and what the PE requirements are for Alaska.